Hello, thank you for tuning in and watching my video this morning or today. My name is Tim and I'm with How Do I Do This 01 videos. Just wanted to throw out a quick lesson here on volume controls. Basically, I have some friends who are in need of learning a little bit about how volume controls work. Now, everyone who's opened a program can hear generally some types of sounds from your computer. The sound from the computer is not the only thing that you're getting. You're also getting certain programs such as Yahoo Messenger that have volume controls and recording controls built in. Some of these will act with and or against your Windows volume configurations, and here they are up on the screen. You can tell they're both recording control and volume control, and you're going to have usually one set of controls for that. Now, I put a button here on my quick launch, but you can access it in Windows XP by clicking on Start, clicking Programs, clicking Accessories, and then clicking Entertainment. Once you click on Entertainment, you have the volume control button. It may not be exactly in this spot, but generally speaking, you're going to find it somewhere under Accessories. Once you click on Volume Control, it'll open up the window. Now it's going to open up yet another one, and this is illustrating a point. You can open up multiple windows for multiple things. In this case, you'll see I have recording control, volume control, and now yet another for volume control. This basically will work as a mixing board, but you'll also notice that the reason I'm opening two is because generally if you open it, you click once, you get one window, you're going to have the volume control window that opens. The way to switch it over to the recording control will be to click on Options, click on Properties, and then click down here on the recording under Adjust Volume for Recording. When you do that, it'll pop up and switch over another window for recording. The reason this is important is because you can either use one window or two windows, as I'm demonstrating here. Two windows will work much better for you because two windows will illustrate what is going on with your volume controls, and this will display all of the controls for Windows. If you have another program that has the volume muted, suppose you have Yahoo Messenger voice control or some other video capture or video creating utility program such as Windows Movie Maker, which is what we're dealing with today for building this video for you. Any one of these can have a cause and effect on the others. So if you're dealing with volume control on your computer, you also need to be aware that the volume controls can be affected by other devices or other programs. So you need to be aware of that, because your volume control, although it looks rather plain right here, each one of these can have an effect. Now you'll notice in volume control I have my microphone on mute, and here's why. If you don't have your mute button on or your mute checked here under volume control, and you'll notice I have the volume control here. Now you can see the volume here on my bar, it's reading, and you can see me talking. This volume meter that you're looking at is something that's only displayed sometimes. In most cases you can't see it because it's hidden away. Now if I take this and I remove the mute from my volume control, I can forcibly make feedback, which means if you're getting feedback from another program and you can't figure out why, or if somebody can't hear you, the volume controls in another program can be affecting this. Generally it's going to be any active program that you have. In other words, if the program isn't running, chances are it's not going to be affecting the volume. However, if you have other programs running, you need to be aware that if they have some type of volume control or recording control, they can and they will have an effect on what you're doing. In this case, I'm recording this video for you. Now if I click off the mute button here, you can hear a slight echo. Now I can either forcibly turn my volume up, in which case you're going to get some feedback. Okay, if I turn my volume back down, you can tell that the feedback has quit. However, I can also use my volume controls to forcibly get feedback this way. If I turn the volume way up on my microphone, you can hear the feedback. Okay, now that's the reason why you want to take and put your mute on. If you're getting feedback or you're having other issues, chances are very, very good that the feedback is coming from another program or something that you have configured wrong on your volume controls. Ideally, what you want to have is your recording control set to your microphone or line in or auxiliary, depending upon which hole you have your microphone plugged into the back of your computer or how your particular computer is set up. Either your aux control, your line in, or your wave output mix can have the volume control on it. I can switch this over to wave out mix and I can get a nice sound from both. Say I want to play some music like a CD and I want to sing along to it. If I switch over to this, I can flip over to it and I will get a balance, but I need to turn the mute off on my microphone so that I'm getting an input through the microphone into the computer so that it will mix the sound correctly. If I flip this, now if I click on this and take the mute off, now you can hear me again. This is the prime example as to why you want to be very careful what you're using and what you're not using and how you're mixing your sounds. Now if I turn the microphone off on my monitoring and then I turn my microphone back on for recording, you'll see I'll switch right back over. It will affect the sound as it relates to other output on the computer, but you'll still hear me speaking. Okay, now I'll switch it back over. Okay, now you'll notice that the green bars are going way down when I'm not speaking and they're way up on the other one. The reason that is it's monitoring the volume from the microphone, and on the other setup for the wave out it was monitoring the sound coming out of the computer as well, which means it would mix the sound from, say, my CD player, my medium player, or some other device. I could in fact have another device plugged in on my line in, such as a record player, cassette player, and I could be recording that onto this device here. I've actually used the mixing devices to record old vinyl records onto my computers. This is one way to do it. You need to become familiar with and understand how to use these recording controls, and you would be very shocked at the things you can do with your computer if you just learn the basic controls. Anyway, this is basically what I wanted to cover for you, and thanks for tuning in. Please use this video to familiarize yourself with your volume controls, your recording controls, how they interact with the programs that you have on your computer. No two computers are going to be exactly alike, but this is the basics for what you're going to be dealing with. If you have questions or comments, please contact me. Thanks again for tuning in. Go to my website. Please watch my other videos because every one of them is designed specifically to help you do certain things.